Hello and welcome. The purpose of this video is to help you prepare for your mineral identification test, which is coming up pretty soon here. Over the course of the videos that will be posted on Ms. Schweindel's website, you will see myself talking about and helping you to identify key properties of all 15 of the minerals that you will have on your identification test. The minerals that I pulled for you first are ones that are fairly easily identified by the properties that you can see at a glance. The first mineral that I would like to talk about is sulfur. It's the one I have in my hand here. Sulfur is and will always be yellow. It's one of the few minerals that you can identify by its color alone. Remember, color is not the most reliable of the properties that we have to work with. There are many minerals that exist in more than one color. Sulfur, however, is not one of them. Sulfur can also be identified by its very unique smell. Some say that it smells like fireworks. I've heard other people say that it smells like rotten eggs. I think that both are definitely appropriate. Another mineral that can be identified by its color is rose quartz. Rose quartz is a member of the quartz family. It has the same chemical composition as the clear quartz that we'll be talking about in a little bit. It, however, has a pink or a rosy hue to it. And the reason that rose quartz is pink is because of the impurities that existed around it as it was being formed. Rose quartz, just like the clear quartz, has fracture and not cleavage, so you might notice some uneven sides as you're looking at your mineral specimen. If you see some parts that appear to be broken cleanly, what you're actually seeing is a conchoidal fracture. It's a bowl-like or shell-like design that is curved. Another mineral that's fairly easily identified by appearance is pyrite. Pyrite is also known as fool's gold, and as I move this around here and it catches the light, you'll probably be able to tell why. In a lot of regards, it looks like the gold that we have in rings and in watches and in other types of jewelry. It, however, has a different set of properties. Pyrite will always be a gold color. It has 3 planes of cleavage. If you look very closely at all of the little crystals that make it up here, they all have 3 sets of parallel sides. Some of the samples of pyrite, that you will come across won't be quite as obvious as this one that I just held up for you here. I've got another sample. And if you notice, this one has some specks of pyrite crystals on it, but it's not nearly as pure. And if I flip it over, you'll see again that there is a hint of pyrite up here, but the bottom part looks pretty earthy, pretty dull. So when you have your sample tray, make sure that you're looking at these minerals closely. You could have the sample of pyrite, where there are only a couple of crystals that are easy to make out. Another sample that's pretty easily identified by its appearance is galena. Galena is a very metallic mineral. That means that its appearance is a lot like a polished metal. Galena also has 3 planes of cleavage. Remember that planes are parallel sides, so you have one set of parallel sides across the top. You have one that runs the length of my fingers here, and then you have a third that runs in this direction. You'll notice a very similar patterning if you look at the places where this mineral has already broken. It has a very unique structure to it. In front of you now, I've laid out 3 different samples of 2 minerals. Believe it or not, even though there are 6 samples in front of you, there are only 2 minerals. The first, this one on the bottom here, is fluorite. Fluorite comes in a variety of colors. In our classroom, we have quite a bit of green. You notice it right here. We have some clear specimens, which are easy to confuse with quartz. So be careful, make sure that you're looking at the patterning in the fluorite mineral. And then we also have some fluorite samples that are green or are purple. This is a pretty vibrant example of that. So keep in mind that you can see fluorite in green, in clear, and also in purple. The samples that I have in the top row here are all gypsum. There are 2 different types of gypsum. There's selenite gypsum, which is this clear material that you see. And then there are also some that have a bit more texture to them. There's one variety that has a pinkish hue, and then there's another that looks a little bit like marble. It's mostly white, but it has some darker markings. These are two minerals that you're going to want to watch out for, and you're going to want to have notes of some sort to cue you into the fact that they can look very different depending on the specimen that you're working with.